If you're not already, it is time to pull up YouTube on your phone so you can watch the live stream and get a close-up shot of the graduates. Please return to your vehicle areas so that we can begin. May the families please return to your vehicles. Hold up, Patrick. Families, please return to your vehicles so that we can get started. If you're not already, be sure to pull up YouTube, Bath City Beat channel. The live stream has already started. You'll be able to see everything up close that's happening up here on the stage. We also have pre-recorded speeches that will be streamed through the channel as well. All right, families, welcome to the class of 2020 graduation, celebration, ceremony, and commencement. Thank you for coming. Again, if you've not pulled up your YouTube channel on your devices, you're going to want to. We have some very special pre-recorded messages and speeches. And we'll go kind of back and forth between live and pre-recorded parts throughout the ceremony. So thank you for coming. I am Principal Kirk Duncan, and I welcome you to our commencement. again, thank you for coming today. We have a packed parking lot. Remember to keep yourselves safe, socially distant. And we're here to celebrate this wonderful group of seniors and try to give them the celebration they deserve. With the COVID-19 closure, it presented certain challenges to create a ceremony that kept everyone safe, but at the same time, bring everyone together one last time for this group of seniors. So let's give them a round of applause. Like I mentioned before, this is kind of a drive-in, virtual, live feed, pre-recorded. It's gonna be cool. Absolutely. We've done a lot of hard work to try to make this happen. A lot of technology going on, so appreciate your flexibility and patience. But at this time, if you have your YouTube channel up, you'll be able to get a live shot. It might be a little delayed as to what you're hearing up here, but we brought in some very special seniors to pre-record their speeches for us. And I've already listened to them, and they're quite remarkable. You're going to definitely want to tune in.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets that the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saint us as star-spangled banner yet for the land and the
If I could describe high school in one word, it would most definitely be adventurous. The memories I've created with my classmates, good and bad, as well as the lessons I've learned, all play a huge role in shaping the man I am today. If I could describe high school in one word, it would most definitely be adventurous. The memories I've created with my classmates, good and bad, as well as the lessons I've learned, all play a huge role in shaping the man I am today. I entered high school as a clueless freshman, not knowing that this was the place where I would laugh the most, grow the most, and ultimately miss the most when it was all over. Many of us, if not all, believed that high school was just a place that we were all forced to go and that the things we learned there weren't necessary in the real world. But being in the position that we are in now, I don't think we still share those same beliefs. When I look back at my freshman ID, which I still keep in my wallet to this day, and then turn to the mirror, I see two different people. I noticed the tremendous amount of growth that has occurred within me over the short span of 4 years. In those 4 years, I've learned I control my destiny. I've learned that I am a leader. I've learned that I share birthdays with the coolest teacher ever, Miss Hope. But most importantly, I learned that I have the most amazing group of classmates graduating alongside me. When I look at my classmates, I notice their growth too. I see all the potential that they have and how great I know they can be in life. Words can hardly describe the amount of pride I'm filled with to say that I'm a 2020 graduate, and for good reason. This school year may have not been normal, but normal wasn't made for us. We're unique. Normal isn't what's going to change the world. It's the things that we have done and will continue to do differently. We're all so strong, and that's what I cherish most about our group. We're special, to say the least. The bonds that we have created with each other, staff included, will last forever. I know this may seem like the end for all of us, but trust me, we'll always be able to call this place home. We may not attend the school anymore, but we'll always be bathers at heart, and we'll continue to be bathers no matter where life takes us. To my fellow classmates, I wish you all the best on your new journeys. And to our amazing staff, thank you for helping us become who we are. Thanks.
What does being a bather mean? It's not a question with a simple answer. Us bathers have a bond interwoven like the threads of a shirt. From the days where us little bathers were called bulldogs, I will look at the path that lays ahead, and never would I have imagined that this school will form me into the young man that I am today. This school is responsible for so many of my peers becoming great people. This place was not a lot of people's first choice, but no one will regret graduating from here. The staff is top tier. A lot of teachers here seem repelling on the first meeting. In reality, the pressure felt from them is only to make us more prominent in our crafts. After all, pressure creates diamonds. It is said no two diamonds are cut the same. We are those diamonds. Being a bather separates us and makes us individuals. Those intricate details that make a person too complex for you to understand, but simple enough for you to bond with. Those same unique qualities that differ us also draw us together. Before Mount Clemens, I never had a place I was a part of. I never really knew what it was like to fit into something. That's the big thing about it here. Here, there is no labels. There's no one to tell you who you are. There's no one to tell you who you can't be. The bonds we build come from all over. The teachers you despise become close friends as we mature. The same halls we screamed and ran through as freshmen became places of memories as time passed. Enemies grew alongside us, becoming something more. And yeah, it wasn't always perfect. We didn't always envision our road to have the ending we are having, but we still stand strong. While apart, we still make sure we all succeed together. I am proud of what everyone here is becoming with me. And though I'm happy we all made it through, I'm sad to say that we are going down different routes. Those years together gave me an eternal feeling that I wouldn't have expected from a group of people who started out as strangers. But I also love the paths we are taking. Success is the end goal. And while we may have finished this stage, it isn't over for us. Some of our bonds have gone beyond what we made here. We will meet up and rejoice years and years from now for class reunions and just to catch up on time. And our kids will hear our stories and become best friends with each other. A continuous cycle that started because we became more than friends. We built a family here. So again, you ask, what does it mean to be a bather? We are all an embodiment of it. We're a family. We are bathers. And once a bather, always a bather.
Good afternoon, I'm Francisca Hernandez. I know this is certainly not how we expected our graduation to be, but we'll make do with what we're lucky enough to have. To start off, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all the teachers and staff for not only giving us a memorable graduation, but for making the last 4 years possible. I'd also like to say thank you to my fellow classmates for making high school a truly memorable experience, and thank you to all the parents and guardians for supporting us. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to shout out my parents for always being my support system and pushing me to better myself and strive for bigger and better things. I certainly wouldn't be in this position without them. So, I'd like to take a minute to say a few words to my parents, but most importantly to my dad who left everything behind for a better life. Papá, tú ya sabes que no soy la mejor en español, pero quiero dedicarte mi diploma. No lo hice solo por mí, pero lo hice por los dos. Tú dejaste todo en México y las cosas no fueron fácil, pero nunca dejaste de luchar. Papá, tú me enseñaste lo que significa ser trabajador y te agradezco mucho por eso y por todo que le hiciste y sigues haciendo por mí. Te quiero mucho y gracias. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You know, when I was first told that I would have to give this speech, I was mortified, seeing as how I'm not much of a big speaker. In fact, this is probably the most my classmates will have heard me speak all year, but I'll try my best to be inspiring. With that said, I'd like to start with a quote from Steve Jobs, which is, "Your lifetime is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. To put this in simpler words, it means that life is too short to spend it trying to fulfill other people's wishes and dreams. You have one life, and that life should be lived up to your standards, not others. Don't live out society's dreams, and don't live out your parents' dreams, but live out your dreams. Do not allow your inner voice to be oppressed, but let your inner self shine and fight for what you want. It's your life, therefore you should be the one to take lead and make something beautiful out of it. It's easy to say that we as students have lived a great life so far, but we don't know living outside of a room with four walls where we are not allowed to express ourselves to the fullest. High school is not the end, but in fact it's the blooming of something new. It's the blossoming of a new chapter in our youthful existence. After today is where we truly start living, where we start to understand the hardships and joyful adventures that await us outside of school. But while it's our time to venture out into the world, it's also our time to leave a mark on the world. It's our time to mold and morph our existences into something inspirational. Yes, it may sound cliche, but we have one life. One life to make an eternity of memories and experiences. So why would you waste it being someone's shadow when you can be someone's inspiration? Although the world may not revolve around ourselves, there's no reason that we cannot make the world ours. Given the current pandemic we are all living through, it may seem impossible to even begin to stretch our wings. We've lost our sense of normalcy, but that doesn't mean we have to lose our hope and determination along with it. This current situation has definitely made us alter our plans, but we shouldn't forget that a plan is simply a guideline that should be flexible enough to flow with life. Life never goes according to plan. We know that, our parents know that, everyone knows that. Our current situation is not a dead end, but merely a detour. We've all been forced to miss out on many things through this pandemic, but that doesn't mean our lives are over when they've barely just begun. It just means that we have to find the detour. We have to find the next road that leads us to our awaited destination. With the slim to none taste of life that we've had, I'm sure we all can say that life will not be easy. We found that out the minute our voices and protests were drowned out last year in the fight for our previous principal. We also found this out again this year when our senior year was cut short. But if there's one thing I've surely learned from high school, is to not fear failure. Failure is a part of life, and yes, it may seem scary, but because no one wants to fail. But failure is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because with failure comes experience, with experience comes knowledge, and with knowledge comes success. In reality, I'm just trying to say that failing isn't a big deal. While failing may not be a big deal, the fact that we graduated is. We can finally say that we made it. It doesn't matter how hard or easy it was to make it to graduation day. It just matters that we made it. Many people took the chance to make jokes about the class of 2020 because we didn't get the traditional graduation. But at least we can say we're different. We can also definitely say that our graduation was unforgettable because it wasn't traditional. It's better to be different than basic anyways. Throughout my years of high school, I've kept to myself most of the time. But if there's one last thing I can say to all my classmates, it's that I wish you all the best of luck. I know you all can accomplish anything you set your minds to, and I'll be rooting for all of us. Thank you all for being great classmates. Before I finish, I'd like to leave you all with one last quote from one of my favorite artists, Lee Taeyong. I hope that it helps us all on our journeys in life. Your efforts will never betray you. Thank you.
Thank you, Don Williams, Antonio Doxey, and our valedictorian, Francisca Hernandez. Wonderful speeches, great job. I'd like to do a round of gratitude and thanks, in particular to our school board to my right and esteemed administration. Thank you very much for your support all year. To the left of the stage over there is the Mount Clemens Secondary Complex teachers and staff. A huge round of applause for both groups. They work tirelessly to celebrate and support our learners daily, many times going above and beyond the normal expectations that we ask of our teachers, and then even raise that bar even higher. So I am so grateful to be part of this group of professionals. Every day I learn more and more from each one of them. I'd also like to say thank you to the community attendees. We have representatives to participate in our parade here, as you can see. We, in particular, would like to say thanks to Nick's Towing, Rules Towing, MedStar, the Macomb County Road Commission, the Mount Clemens Fire Department, the Macomb County Sheriff's Department, and County Executive Mark Hackle. Thank you for attending, all of you. Looking forward to the parade. I'd like to thank the particular staff members that helped put this shindig together. It was a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of work, a lot of rework, a lot of why'd you change this, why'd you do that, and here we are having this great celebration. So in particular, I'd like to thank Marie Kusenza, who's manning the photography for us. I'd like to thank Daniela Richard for working on the programs, Megan Lucachel for guiding the senior class as their sponsor all 4 years and getting us to this day, Bob Taylor for taking on the organization of the parade. A special thanks to Robin Samuel and his staff of getting the grounds ready. The building looks great, the grounds look great. This is quite a spectacle, so thank you. And in particular, I'd like to thank Patrick Linneberry. He's in his cave right now, handling all the technology and video editing. If you've ever tried to edit a video longer than 5 minutes, you know it takes hours and hours. And he's taken on that task and also kind of coordinating the technology for today. So special thanks to all of them. A round of applause, please. Finally, I'd like to thank the families of our graduates. It's been a long road to get here, right? Absolutely. Especially the last couple months made it even longer. But the fruit of your work is to the left of the stage, my left of the stage here. Congratulations, families. Seniors, give your families a round of applause. They deserve it. I do have a brief message for my first graduating class, the class of 2020, these seniors. It is a very, very special, special group, and from day one, they have been on me to make sure that I was doing things right. I went through the interview process and was lucky enough to be selected as a bather, and then I went through the real interview when I was called to the community center for the Junior Optimist Club. It was about a 3-hour grilling of questions, and I just laid my heart out to them and who I was. And from that point forward, we have generated a bond that has expanded throughout the class. And I couldn't be more grateful to have this special group to know that I could lean on as my senior leaders in the building. When I started my social media dedicated to this building, I always included a hashtag. And it came from that meeting when I walked out of that Junior Optimist meeting. And the hashtag was, "It can be done." Because I was inspired by this group. And if you look at our role and know the stories of many of these seniors, it can be done. And seniors, I want you to remember that. As you go on to your next stages, it can be done. There will be trials, there will be rough times, there will be successes, but always remember, you've been through a lot as a group, as individuals, and it can be done. Lastly, tomorrow is Father's Day, and I am a father. I have 2 wonderful daughters, both teenagers. I know, teenage daughters, I'm there with you. But ever since they were little, I committed to never saying goodbye to them when I dropped them off somewhere or sent them off to school. We always said, three things. I looked at him and said, work hard, do your best, and be a leader. We never said goodbye. We said work hard, do your best, be a leader. So class of 2020, I'm going to leave you with that. Work hard, do your best, be a leader, and it can be done. Thank you. And now, Dante Hanna will come up and we will pass out diplomas. It's what everybody's been waiting for. Seniors, when you come up, you'll go through, go to the backdrop and get your official photograph. Joining me on the stage is Superintendent Teresa Davis, and also receiving is School Board President Earl Rickman.
Good afternoon and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2020. At this time, I'm going to present to you the Sensational Six and the rest of the graduating class of the 2020. Francisca Christina Hernandez. Tayshawn Anthony Peterson. Tia J. Peterson. Jaden O.E. Tillman. Antonio Lamar Doxey. Don Juan Williams. Jalen Christopher Adams. Dorian DeMarco Anderson. Dalen Alexander Beasley. Salajade Ann Bennett. Asia Lachey Brownlee.
Taylor, love you, baby.
Joshua Christopher Brownlee. Armani Derek Cannon. Vermonte Denzel Cannon. Jordan Michaela Chandler. Kiana Cheyenne Cariel. Stephen Emmanuel Coffey. Dasani Marie Chastain. Mikhail Faith Collins. Rihanna Tamika Ficklin. Sarah Lynn Hilliard. Jayla Marie Johnson. Samuel Lee Joseph. Eden Marie Krausman. Ebony Monique Lewis. Serenity Marcia Lynn McCory. Alexis Diane McCoy. Latrice McGee Mitchell. Malia Milan. Stephanie Maya Petty. Anaya Deshelle Kenneth Sebastian Pratt. Cheyenne Nicole Smith. Gracie Elizabeth Spooner. And Jabari Ramon.
Congratulations, you guys.
Another round of applause for our graduating class. Board President Rickman. This is the part you've been waiting for. President Rickman, I present to you Mount Clemens High School, class of 2020, graduating seniors.
Thank you, Principal Duncan. On behalf of the members of the Mount Clemens Board of Education, I'm honored and privileged to stand before you this afternoon. I would like to introduce to you the members of the Mount Clemens Board of Education that are seated here today. Vice President Janine Walker, Secretary Christina Esperante, Treasurer Teresa Jarrett, Trustee Jason Monk, and Trustee Dr. David McFadden, members of the Mount Clemens Board of Education. To the talented faculty, thank you for your hard work and dedication in providing a quality education for those graduating seniors here this afternoon under some very challenging and difficult situations. To the parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, caregiver, and extended family members, special thanks goes out to you because these students didn't make it here this afternoon by themselves. You played a very important role in their lives. Thank you for being there for them. To the guests of this afternoon's program, to the members of the Mount Clemens High School graduating class of 2020, the first class in a new decade of a new era. I believe in September of 2019, there were many of you here today that knew you'd be here this afternoon on graduation day. I also believe there were a few of you that felt if you applied yourself, you could be here today on graduation day. And I believe there was possibly a few that knew it would take a miracle, a lot of luck, or both for you to be here today on graduation. Whichever scenario fits you, it doesn't matter, because you all are here today as a graduate of 2020. Your senior year probably began as a year of fun, exciting stuff that generally happens in one's senior year. Yes, that was the case up until March 13th, the last day of school, and the beginning of life change, experiences changes, and many challenges never witnessed in over 100 years due to COVID-19, the pandemic. That's why we're here today performing a graduating ceremony in the parking lot. This world crisis changed everyone's aspect of everyone's life forever. To the graduating class of 2020, the first class in a new decade of a new era, I'd like to share with you a few thoughts on success. Think back to how you felt. What were your thoughts when COVID-19 shut the country down, the school down, no work, stay home, stay safe? Were you afraid, confused? Did you believe that this was really happening? 2 months left in your senior year, and no school would truly create some serious issues for me, not knowing whether I'd be able to graduate on time. But the shining rays of hope in order to complete the requirements of your graduation were possible due to technology, a dedicated, creative, and resourceful teaching staff, support staff, administrative teams that work endlessly to be able to continue providing the learning experience needed for you to graduate here today. But I can't overlook the members of the class of 2020, the first class in a new decade of a new era. Each of you exemplify qualities of willing to listen, willing to learn, willing to change and adjust how you think, willing to do things differently in order to achieve your goals of graduating today. Each of you exemplified the abilities to think critically and applying problem-solving skills. Each of you exemplified persistence, your ability to persist despite setbacks and disappointments. Persistence is valuable. Persistence is the iron quality of your character. Upon receiving your graduation this afternoon, your life will never be the same. Never, never, never. You confirm your ability to control your destiny. Your destiny is about respect and priority. You should be committed to respecting yourself, committed to respecting your families, committed to respecting your communities, committed to respecting the thoughts, ideas, and rights of others. Your past was interesting. However, your future should be pure excitement filled with endless possibilities. Your potential is in your expectations. Your potential lies within your expectations. No one rises to low expectations. It pays to do good. It doesn't cost anything to think big. So think big, real big. The class of 2020, you are the hope for tomorrow, today. Become the change you want to see. Become the change you want to be. Go change the world. Superintendent Davis, Principal Duncan, by the power vested in me by the state of Michigan, I affirm these students have met all requirements for graduation, and on behalf of the Mount Clemens Board of Education, I accept and receive these students for graduation. Congratulations, class of 2020. Once again,
We have one more recorded speech by graduating senior Gracie Spooner. Graduates, be ready to turn those tassels.
A big hello to the students, staff, and family of Mount Clemens High School, but an even bigger, more spectacular, emphasize what's up to the Mount Clemens 2020 graduating class. Before I start this speech in its entirety, I want to say congratulations to every student here today. This particular class has overcome so much and worked so hard to be where we're at today, so that deserves the biggest congratulations anyone has ever given you. When I was first given the opportunity to speak to everyone here today, I was ready to talk about how mad I am at the coronavirus. I was ready to complain about not having a prom. I was ready to fuss about not finishing our school year off together as a whole. And I was just ready to say all the negatives of 2020. But then I remember all of the amazing memories that I've made with the people who are here. With us being such a small school and having such a small graduating class, we become family to one another. We pick each other's heads up when they're down. We have meaningful conversations together. We learn together. We laugh together. We cry together. We fall together. But most importantly, we all rise together. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to say thank you to the wonderful staff that work here at the school. You guys are so much more than teachers to us. You guys are our leaders, mentors, and role models. You have helped shape us into the young adults that we now are. Another huge thank you to the family that has supported us through all of our years of school, but high school especially. These 4 years can bring some of the toughest challenges our way, but you guys are our rock. You keep us grounded and level-headed and focused on our next step in the future. As teenagers, we might not thank you enough, but your support is greatly appreciated, and we wouldn't be who we are today without you guys. As this journey in life comes to an end, it's easy to be sad. After this, a lot of us will part ways. Some will go miles away for college, some will be too busy to hang out every day, and some will just grow apart. But the memories we've made should never die. We should never forget the cold nights that we sat at football games together, cheering for our boys, or the adrenaline-filled gyms where we all screamed for the basketball and volleyball teams. We should never forget the debates on current events that we had during class, or the laughs and crazy conversations that we shared in the lunchroom. We should never forget the ones who have made us laugh when we've had a bad day, or the ones who've checked up on us, who made sure that we were doing okay. We should never forget our teachers, coaches, and mentors at the school who have gone above and beyond to make sure that we're solid, to hold us accountable, and to help unlock our full potential. Lastly, we should never forget each other. For a lot of us, we've been friends since little kids. We've watched each other grow up from children to young adults. Now, we get to watch each other take the first step into adulthood. Let's make sure that we take the time today to truly celebrate what we've accomplished. Let's not let the negatives of 2020 bring us down in this moment, because now we are graduates. We aren't high school seniors as of this day on. We are future college students, future doctors, future entrepreneurs, professional athletes, lawyers, soldiers, teachers, and more. We are the future, and we can't let anyone take that away from us ever. We have done something today that our future self would be proud of, but let's not stop here. So again, a huge congratulations to the Mount Clemens class of 2020. I can't wait to see how everyone's future unfolds. You may now turn your tassel from the right to the left.
Thank you all for attending our drive-in virtual ceremony today. Families, this side of the parking lot, we're going to excuse you first. Graduates, you'll need to return to your cars to get lined up for the parade. So at this time, families, on this side of the parking lot, we're going to ask for you to go ahead and find a spot along the parade route down to City Hall's, the ending spot of the parade, where more pictures can be taken.